As we all know, body language is very powerful, right? Because right now, what am I doing with my head? I'm telling you it's not, but my mouth is. And all of us know that body language is powerful, especially these. What do we do with our hands when we're talking? So I was coaching a good friend of mine in presentations, and in his video, this is what he did. He said, we have some exciting stuff happening. His head said no, but his mouth said yes. Which do I believe? Everybody knows that body language is powerful, right? I mean, you just saw me waving at something, getting a smell out of here, or trying to kill a bug. Welcome. I'm that training guy. This is Jer. We're doing this little series, 5 stop-its in presentations. I love saying it that way. Stop it! 5 stop-its in presentations. Number 3, stop using your hands like they're flags. I don't know how else to say it. All right, look, little quick promo. Glad you're here, first off. Secondly, if you like what you hear, even in the words of Bon Jovi, it's going to shoot you to the heart. Like the video, comment, and of course, there it is up there. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. We're doing this series, 5 stop-its and presentations. Number 3 is, stop just waving your hands. People say, oh, I talk with my hands. Well, you're distracting us and it's annoying the kids. So a couple things about the hands. First off, hands can really, number 1, hands can really let people know how you're actually feeling, right? So I've had people stand in presentations and they're like, they stand like this, and I love when people clap. I have people do that, like cheerleader, go. But they stand like this, and then what happens? 30 seconds in, they start doing this. Now, let me stop talking and you tell me what it looks like. Yeah, one hot mess of nerves. Whether you mean that or not, that's exactly how it looks. Why? Well, you're kind of self-soothing in body language. You're basically petting yourself when you do that, just so you know. You're either petting yourself because you're nervous. Oh, I'm doing the whole Dumb and Dumber Pretty Bird moment, just so you know. You're petting yourself because you're nervous, or you're doing this because you're so hyper and you don't know what to do with all the energy. Look, let your voice be the energy in the moment. Let your body language be the energy, not this. Because what you're telling us with your body language is that you're nervous or you're hyper. All right, stop clapping at us. So that's one thing about hands. Number 2, obviously, hands can be a big distraction. I was watching a presenter, let me back up. They started like this, and all I could think about was that they were a monk or something. Were they praying for me? I could use it, goodness knows. But what happened was this. As they were talking, their hands started to do this. And all I could think about is, that's that spider on the mirror. It was very distracting. Your hands, your body language in general can be very distracting, can negate your message, especially if you tell people that we need to move forward, but you throw your hands up as a halt. Now, in the subconscious, that's where that hits, by the way. So, meaning, no one's sitting there going, do we go? No, what? But the message is not clear. So what do we do with our hands? Well, there's a ton of stuff we can show you on gestures, on how to use your hands, how not to use your hands. And I'm not a guy that says no hand in the pocket. You can never have a hand in the pocket. I've got rules for that, like we do for everything, right? But what do we do with our hands? Look, number 1, your hands should be used to emphasize. I've been teaching this for years. Emphasize. You use your hands to emphasize a moment over here or a moment over there, right? They're used to emphasize. Number 2, what do we do with our hands when we're not using them? I'm going to let you know a secret, you ready? Here's what you do. You put them by your side. You're welcome. Yeah, that was tough, huh? You put them by your side. Now, that will take more practice than you think, but you put them by your side. Now, if you're seated for a presentation, I don't have my chair, but if you're seated for your presentation, then your hands just go on the desk in front of you, side by side. That's it. There's no rocket science to this. But what we do is we let our, I can't believe I'm going to say this, we let our hands drive our presentation instead of our presentation driving us or us driving it. Does that make sense? We just let them kind of fly all over the place, and we look like we're either doing the robot, landing an airplane, or what do I do? What am I, Chuck Norris? Why am I keep doing that? But that's what your audience will think. So the secret to using your hands is you don't have to use them all the time. You can just put them by your side, then bring them up. Now, I don't have time, you don't have time for me to take you through a lesson on what we do with our hands when we're using them. But that's really 2 quick hits. Number 1, don't let it negate or distract from your message, right? And number 2, just put them. That's the secret that people pay big money for. Put them by your side. And you will be amazed at how calm, cool, collect you look. Presentations, especially high-level presentation skills, especially presentations where there's a lot on it, a lot of stress, and I've been there. Sometimes I go in, I do pilot courses, a lot of pressure. You need to look more calm, cool, and collect in those moments than you can even imagine. One of the ways to do that is to simply what, students? Put your hands by your side. Oh, I am so going to put the words on the screen. Put your hands by your side. Hands by your side. Okay, I'm done. I'm out.